Hello and welcome to another edition of The Bike Show. Now, cruisers, to some people, it's a bit of a dirty word. They're kind of a byword for all show and no go. But we've been testing a couple of them which actually completely debunk that myth. I mean, Matt, for example, you're a sports bike man, you're a track guy. How long did it take you on the Indian before you changed your mind?
He knows exactly how long it took me. We rode approximately 2 kilometres. I got off it like a 3-year-old kid in a sweet shop. I've never been so impressed so quickly by a bike. Now, Indian with this Chief Classic.
That's the one.
It's called the Chief Classic. There's 3 versions. They're all basically the same bike underneath. Harry's already tested the more touring-oriented version of it and blathered on, as usual, endlessly about how marvellous it was. So I had to have a go, didn't I? Well, as I said, it's the more basic one, but that doesn't mean that the ride or the experience is any more basic. Everything, and I mean everything about this bike, speaks of luxurious performance in a retro package. There's modern performance in there, but it's hidden by this retro image. Don't be fooled, though. It really is a classy piece of kit.
Wouldn't you really call it just sort of slightly decadent and over the top, though?
Yeah, but isn't that the point?
I suppose so, but then look at the other bike that we've got in the test. This is the Victory Boardwalk. Now, I rode that last year, I think it was, and I came away extremely impressed, probably for all the same reasons that Matt likes this. It's got modern performance, it's got modern handling, modern feel, and unlike the Indian, it's a completely modern-looking bike. They've taken away all the retro trappings and all the usual things you expect to see on a cruiser, like tassels and, you know, bling and unnecessary
too
bling.
much chrome.
And they've kind of brought it right up to date, and that's why these two are kind of an interesting comparison between each other. They're basically the same bike, but they do it in completely different ways.
V-twins, it's an American naked bike, isn't it? So at the heart of it has to be a V-twin. We're not completely sure the Americans know how to do any other sort of engine, which is not a criticism because they do V-twins exceedingly well. This is a 111 cubic inch V-twin, which translates into just over 1.8 litres, and it is so gutsy. If you look in the dictionary and find all the cliches about creamy smooth power, smooth as butter, knife through silk, all that kind of rubbish, they are designed to describe this motor. It is seriously punchy right from tick over. And it goes all the way up to a very stratospheric, about 5,500 RPM before the fun runs out. But it's got 6 gears and it does everything that's asked of it, which is the same you can say about the whole bike, actually. I mean, look at it. It looks retro. It's got ABS. It's got twin discs up front, which I don't think yours does, actually.
No,
does it?
mine's only got 1 disc up front. And to be frank, the back brake is actually better than the front brake on the Victory.
Well, it always is, Harry. On all the cruisers, you can effectively get away. I think that's an accepted riding technique, that you can use just the back brake and front brake if you really, really need to.
Yeah.
Talking of which, though, I was doing a bit of research. Now, there's one thing in common between the Victory and the Indian, and basically any other American cruiser. They're long and low. Why? Just because it looks good? You any idea?
Look, I mean, it does lend itself to an easy cruising and smooth cruising bike. You know, it's comfortable on the highway, but I gather that's not the reason you're thinking.
No, I'm feeling rather clever.
Cocky.
In America, remember these bikes started looking like this back in the 1920s, 1930s. Imagine America back then, it's a bit like South Africa now, 90% of the roads were dirt, and they figured out that a long, low bike was nice and stable and great down long gravel roads. So, in the old days, it's actually a dual-purpose bike.
But they haven't really modified their thinking, even though it's lovely smooth tarmac, have they?
Yes, they haven't. But it still works on tarmac, doesn't it? And that's what surprised me. This package weighs, I don't know, 3-4 tons, something like that.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Give or take the odd kilogram. But it's completely hidden when you're on the move. The handling is actually very neutral. The seat is nice and low, as well as being comfortable. So you've got your feet planted firmly on the ground. It's not a hassle to get in and out of traffic. And in fact, I was so blown away by the handling on the road. We've ended up here at a track at the Red Star Raceway, which, as we always say, is a bit of a squash mountain pass, lots of nice twisty turns. I wanted to take it to a proper set of corners. You know what Gauteng's like. You're as likely to see a pink elephant as you are a decent corner. So we brought it here. I have scraped the footboards a little bit, which I didn't do on the road, and it's really blown me away. You can hustle this thing around the turns and really enjoy the ride. So it isn't just about the show, it's also about the go.
Absolutely, and with the Victory as well, it's a modern modern package. OK, it's still got a lumpy, great V-twin, long chassis, but the suspension, I mean, you remarked at one point that it's amazing to be on a cruiser which doesn't bottom out its rear suspension at the sign of the merest ripple and jar your spine. And that's the same with the Victory. The Victory is beautifully put together. It's a lot less ostentatious than the Indian, but I like it because of that. I like it because it's not so glaring and in your face. It's kind of a sort of, they've taken a couple of steps back.
It does have a kind of harder, sportier feel to it, though, doesn't it, overall, I think, than the Indian?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's still going to be quite sort of barge-like in the corners, but it does still corner. It does track round the corners beautifully well, and even mid-corner bumps doesn't upset it, so you're not wallowing towards the outside. They're lovely things. I've got no problem with having one of these. OK, we've got to get on to price, though, talking about having one.
Yes.
The Victory is not unreasonable at about 235,000 rand, but why are your eyes watering now?
At the thought of paying for it. Yeah, add another 100 to the Victory's price. You're looking at a shade under 330,000 rand for this. But before you all gasp in horror and amazement, that puts it really quite in the ballpark of Harley-Davidson's.
Oh, completely. No, it's right in there.
It's a viable alternative. I mean, I've mentioned the motor, I've mentioned the brakes. Perhaps the most stunning thing, apart from the looks, I mean, just look at it. The ride quality is absolutely gobsmacking. You were on about the fact there's enough for travel in the rear suspension, which there isn't normally in a cruiser. There's so little that it eventually hits the bum stop or whatever, and you end up getting crushed vertebrae in your back, and it generally gives a rather uncomfortable ride. This has got a magic carpet quality ride. And was it the same with the touring version, or did the weight...
No, the weight didn't... I mean, you've got to remember that it looks bigger and bulkier, but it's just a set of panniers and a fairing, which ain't going to add a huge amount of weight to the overall package. And, I mean, look, I would say on the naked... I mean, this is a naked bike, after all, let's face it. Your long-distance touring, going to get a little bit tiring after a while.
But the vintage classic version of this, which is very similar, comes with one of those detachable windshields, which can be retrofitted to this, and it clips on and off very, very quickly. So
which takes the worst of the wind blast off you.
But to be honest, Harry, the wind blast on this is negligible. I was cruising up here at about, no police watching, at about 150 k's an hour, and it's easy. The front end is so big and so far away from the rider that really there's no wind problem at all.
Yeah, I love them. I absolutely love them. I mean, price aside, I would have one of these in my garage.
OK, but before we round off, Harry, I know the kind of bike you like, and I know you like the Victory, but put on the spot, one of the two, which you're going to take home?
You're right, I do like the Victory. I like the way they've brought the cruiser theme and brought it right up to date. It's modern looking, it's got sharp lines. But I'm a sucker for a classic bike, you know me, and the styling on this is just absolutely beautiful. They've managed to take the style from the 30s and 40s Indians bang up to date, and it doesn't look out of place.
No, not at all.
It doesn't look wrong. And the lit-up mascot at the front.
Cheesy, but
just so cool. No,
so cool.
I would have to say it'd have to be the Indian. It's an iconic name, and the badge, oh no, everything I love.
Oh, they've just done it so well. Everything about the Indian works. It's a gobsmackingly good bike, and when a manufacturer brings out essentially a new bike, remember, and to get it so right, first time out, price is a bit steep, but if you're in this game for a Harley or this or the Victory, you're expecting to pay that sort of money. I wouldn't hesitate to have one in my garage at all, and I'm speaking directly to all you sport bike and dual-purpose owners as well. Do yourself a favour, go and have a ride and be prepared to be amazed.